Good morning, everybody. How are you? Happy Thursday. I just want to make sure I'm going live before I actually start to talk because I've had some technical hurdles this week with doing these lives. I really wanted to add value, and like I did one, and there was no video. So it appears that things might be working right now. So I'm just going to dive right in. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you're keeping your sanity as we approach the holidays. Christmas Eve tomorrow, Christmas Day, Saturday. Um, I know a lot of people maybe have stepped away and they've started to enjoy the holiday with their family and their friends. I just wanted to bring to you this week a series to help people navigate the holidays. So, this is the third episode that I'm doing. I did two earlier this week, Monday and Tuesday. The first one I did was about dealing, forgive the ambulance flying by. The first one I did was about how to navigate the holidays after loss. The second one I did yesterday, or no, 2 days ago, was about navigating the holidays by yourself. Today and tomorrow, I'm going to share some tips just about general well-being. How do I preserve my well-being during this busy period of time, stressful period of time? I'm seeing family I haven't seen in a while, all of the emotions that go along with the holidays. And so that's what this session's about. And the next one tomorrow will be the last of the series. So I hope it adds value. If you haven't seen the other two, head on over to my YouTube channel. It's Michelle E. Dickinson on YouTube. You can catch those episodes if you are interested. So we're live right now, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. And I will be with you probably for the next maybe 10, 15 minutes, just some tips I want to share with you. But before I dive in, just a little bit about the work that I get to do every day. I get to work with organizations and institutions to recenter their employees and really teach psychological resilience and compassion in the workplace, which is super near and dear to me and so important to me. The work I do really leaves people empowered around their well-being, gives them a little bit more control about what they can do to help themselves. If you think it's something that your workplace or a workplace near you could benefit from, please connect me. If I do anything today during this short time I have with you, it's really to leave you a little bit more empowered around your well-being and just remind you of maybe some of the things that your mother taught you when you were young to take care of yourself. But just to get you present to them so that you can come out of the holidays feeling good and not feeling exhausted and not ready for the new year. We want to make sure that you're ready for the new year. So let's talk about some suggestions. What is that we can do? So during the holidays, it can be very tense. There's a lot of things that we have to get done, a lot of last minute things, a little, last minute thought that we didn't think we had to do, we have to do. So the first thing I would say is try to weave in more time for play during the holidays. The holidays are supposed to be fun, and we tend to get bogged down with all of this unnecessary stress, right? Where you have to go, what you have to buy, everybody that you're trying to please. We'll try to weave in some fun and some play because that's going to make it a little bit more enjoyable for you and maybe cut some of the tension. And remember that laughter is contagious. So find ways to just make yourself laugh, because if you make yourself laugh, you're actually going to have others see that. And it's a great way to give others the gift of laughter. So finding like silly movies to watch, like Christmas Vacation's a great one. Just laughter in general is contagious. So spread that with the ones that you're around over the holidays. Use the outdoors as your playground. We here in the Northeast, where things are getting colder now, but still it's so invigorating to get outside. So get outside, get some fresh air, get some vitamin D. It doesn't have to be a long time, but making the outdoors your playground can really reinvigorate you, especially if you're indoors for long hours of time. So the other one I have for you is taking care of your physical health. So, this is the time of year where we want to indulge in all of our families' traditions, the foods, the sweets, all of that good stuff. But the reality is the fat and the sugar can really help us to feel sluggish. So, and it can actually contribute to us not feeling good mentally. So we want to make sure that we're monitoring how much of the good stuff, the guilty pleasures that we want to enjoy, and exercise actually is going to help produce natural stress reducers. So we want to make sure we're exercising. So maintaining your healthy routine, whatever your routine is that has you feeling good every day and bringing your best self to work, make sure that you're not foregoing it altogether. Like, sure, you're going to want to take some downtime and relax, but making sure that you try to stick to some type of daily exercise routine is only going to serve you, and it's not going to make January, like the beginning of January, harder to get back into it. So try to maintain some type of exercise. Now, remember that I talked to you about navigating the holidays after the loss of a loved one. I gave you some tips on that video, but one of the things I do want to reiterate is that if old traditions feel too painful, just create new ones. Consider what is it that you can do to create a new tradition that feels good and doesn't weigh on you and make you feel sad or upset. So think about what new traditions this day forward could you create, and for you and for your loved ones. Um, Try to make the holidays more than cookies and cocktails. I say that because oftentimes when we get together with people, there's cocktails and there's lots of cookies and sweets. Try to make it maybe a little bit more about, maybe you play Christmas charades or you do something and you're moving around and there's maybe other options for people. So it's not just the sweets and the alcohol. Prepare yourself for a variety of emotions. There's going to be a lot of emotions that may surface for you. Remember that feelings aren't right and feelings aren't wrong. They really just are. So if you need a good cry, cry. And if you want to laugh, laugh. If you're feeling frustrated, it's equally as important to just feel the emotions, but make sure you're not taking that out on other people. Just remember that it is okay to not be okay, especially this time of year. The holidays invoke a lot of memories and a lot of feelings. So it's okay to not feel okay. Keep talking. I say this in almost every one of my videos. Talk to someone you trust. If you feel like you're overwhelmed, you feel sad, or you're feeling depressed for some reason, someone that you can confide in and talk to, it's always good to get it out. And by simply talking about it, you'll be releasing it, and it could actually be your saving grace to actually get it out. Here's another one. Don't strive for perfection. Striving for perfection causes stress. I have a friend of mine who used to make the packages of the gifts that they would give like meticulous, spending so much time on the wrapping and the bow and making sure everything was just perfect. And I can only imagine the stress that went into doing that. So give yourself permission to just focus on being present and enjoying yourself instead of making sure that every little detail is perfect. Because at the end of the day, it's really about the time that you're spending with your loved ones. It's not about how perfect the present looks, right? So choose where you're putting your energy, and remember that you can relieve some of your own stress just by sort of dialing back the expectation that you place on yourself. Now, here's one that I know comes up a lot: interpersonal dynamics. That can be a very stressful aspect of gathering with our loved ones at the holidays. So here's a tip you can consider: planning those interactions. Like, the relative that's going to come up and say something to you that's going to push a button. So plan your response in advance for those problematic conversations so that you're not stressed about how am I going to handle that. Just remember, the stress of not having it sort of thought about what you're going to say and how you're going to react can add to the overall stress of gathering. And that don't do that and ruin the experience of being with your family, your friends, and your loved ones. Don't medicate with the wrong things. This is so important. A common tendency that we have is to gravitate to, I'm just going to have another cocktail, or I'm just going to go do something to relax. numbing our emotions can actually cause us to feel more anxious or depressed. So we want to make sure that we're not, avoiding how we're feeling and gravitating to a drink. So just be very conscientious of that. Be patient with our loved ones. Yes, you might have a differing opinion than someone that you share a bloodline with. You know what? At the end of the day, I think if one thing COVID has taught us is the gift of our loved ones. And even though they might have a different opinion than us, just try to enjoy the time and the interactions with them regardless. You have the ability to bring peace with you to the table. You have the ability to not, you know, fuel any negativity or strain that might be there. So if you show up with peace and love in your heart, it will be a lot easier for everybody. So just remember giving our loved ones patience and recognizing they are who they are and we can't change them. And to think that we can is really silly. So just allow them to be is probably your best bet. So those are the tips I have to share with you this morning. I have others that I will be sharing with you tomorrow morning on Christmas Eve. Thank you so much for taking a moment to join me today. Remember, if this helped you in any way, you plus me makes a better world. So if you could take and share this message with someone that you think it could help, that would be amazing. So have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.